I, I don't even know where to start. Well, I do. I'll start with the news, the breaking news. It's only about 11 minutes old at the time of recording. So on Wowhead, there's been a post. Feel free to go and check it out. You know, the data miners, they're at it again. They find all the information out. So there's a PTR build that contains a very, very specific string that we're going to be interested in, and it's got a date. A date for the pre-patch, basically, is how I'm reading into it, which that date's the 18th of May, which is probably around where we was actually thinking it was going to be. So if we got the pre-patch on the 18th of May, but back in the day, it was like the 5th of December, I believe, 5th of December when the pre-patch hit, and then the 9th of January when we actually then walked through the Dark Portal and we was in TBC. So you're talking 4 or 5 weeks, which if it sort of stuck to that, and we're saying 18th of May, then we're talking towards the end of June, we're going to be in the Dark Portal. We're going to be hammering that TBC content that we're all absolutely, can't wait to get involved with. Now, I'll show you the post just in case you'd rather see it here and you can't be bothered to go and read it. There's a whole lot of text that we're not even going to bother skimming over, so this is going to be a really short video, but we'll then look at actually historically, how it launched with those dates. So let's have a quick look. So like you can see, WoW Classic PTR, new global strings, Burning Crusade transition, default clone date. So this WoW Classic PTR build contains many new global strings, but one of the strings is Burning Crusade transition. So transition to the Burning Crusade. So this, now to me, reading into it, transition could either mean the 18th is the launch, as in that's when it transitions in to the Burning Crusade, or it's when it transitions into the pre-patch. Based on the timelines, I would probably say this is when it's going to transition into the pre-patch, because I think the 18th is far too soon on the basis we haven't even got a beta going on yet. Do you know what I mean? So I would say this is going to be more a pre-patch date, probably just a placeholder. This could move forward, could move back, more than likely forward in time. I can't imagine it coming any earlier than the 18th, if I'm honest with you, 18th of May. But even if it moves forward, it might only go by a week or so. So I'd say we're still looking towards like end of June sort of release for TBC. That would be my guess. So if I had to, make a statement now that's going to be forever on YouTube, I would say definitely by July we will be in the Burning Crusade. But we'll get back to the post. There's not that much more that I want to talk about on it, to be fair. So Burning Crusade transition default clone date 18th of May 2021. Now, like I've said, this could be a placeholder date, but it's exciting to know that this could be rather soon, which we're all expecting anyway. And now there's probably a whole lot of other stuff you might want to have a read through on this, but there's nothing after having a little sort of browse through. There's not really a lot that I can see that of much interest other than maybe this. So exit this game and select Burning Crusade from Battle.net app. So if that's in the same sort of global strings as the transition date, that is what maybe leads me to believe that it's a release of TBC. But don't quote me on that. I'm sure some of you guys who look into data mining a lot more than I do, or maybe data mine yourself, may know what some of this, I'm going to call it jargon, actually means. I mean, it's still pretty exciting stuff. There was a post shortly before this as well, which you can go and have a look at. But if I quickly just show you the dates in the past, which I mentioned a minute ago, and then you can start to build your own timeline. And now this is going to be a mega short video because I don't want to drag it on talking about everything we've spoke about before. This is just brand new news that I want to share with you, and that's all I do. Just in case you miss it, at least you might see it on here and you can spread the word on your Discord servers. But let me know in the comments. I want your predictions, and I tell you what, anybody who predicts it right, if it's multiple people, I'll do a giveaway. Please favorite this video and come back to it. Mark my words, we'll do it. I will look through all the comments as long as they're posted this month. So as long as the comments, as of posted, doing this video at this moment in time, it's March. As long as by the end of March everyone's predictions are in, I'll scour through the comments and put everyone's dates in, and I'll do a free 3 months game time to whoever guesses the exact date of launch of TBC. So feel free, if you're being guided by this video where I'm saying it says transition, so it could actually be the launch of TBC, feel free to choose the 18th of May. But definitely get your predictions in the comments now. But as I say, I'll just quickly show you the legacy, so like the dates when it happened before, and you'll see. So this is the actual client patch. So this is when the Burning Crusade actually released, and this was on the 9th of January 2007. And then the pre-patch was 2.0.1. So looking for group interface tool, have a look through and see everything that was added in the pre-patch. But this date was the 5th of December 2006. So like I say, there's you're talking 4 or 5 weeks. Now, we might see an extended pre-patch, if they're not ready, if there's bugs that they're fixing or they're not happy with, certain results of the beta testing or anything. My guess that I've been saying all along on the stream, which stream over on twitch.tv/Scottejaye87, link in the description below, is 4 to 6 weeks of the pre-patch. But again, get your predictions in. When's it going to launch? But this is promising news. We now know we are looking in May, June time, definitely, at least a pre-patch. Possibly, if I'm reading into it correctly, maybe a launch. See you on the next one.